Explain a lot of it. First of all, she's adorable. Okay, some of you have already seen her as you're walking in. But Layla is 3 years old, almost 4, right? And Layla had a very unique entrance into this world. Didn't seem unique at the time, but from what I've been told, when she was born, she didn't cry, she didn't whimper, didn't really kick her legs, didn't move or sound like a baby usually does when they're born. And actually, it wasn't until about 4 months old that she let out her first wail. And it was when she was getting shots. And so they kind of knew something was wrong. Well, over the course of time, they realized that she had weakened muscles, and right before she was 2, she had to have surgery on her bladder. She's also had to have surgery on her eyes. You see, she has a form of cerebral palsy and epilepsy. And that, for those of you that might not know what cerebral palsy is, so your brain controls your body, right? And it sends signals throughout your body, and your spinal cord kind of is the highway for those signals to travel to different parts of your body. Well, there's a problem with those signals aren't going to the right places, and so Layla has a really hard time controlling her body and making her body move the way that it should. And because of that, you know, how our muscles are made, if you don't work your muscles, if you don't use them, they atrophy and they start to get weakened. And so Layla has weakened muscles. There's a phrase for it. It's called hypotonic muscles. And that's just one of the things that she's struggling with. And you can imagine how not being able to control your body might, what kind of issues that might lead to. I mean, it will affect everything, right? The way you talk, the way you move, the way you walk, the way you feed yourself. I mean, everything is affected by that. But this little girl, the joy that she has doesn't seem to be dampened by this. And so let's go ahead and play this first video here, and we can turn the volume up. And then I'm going to bring her up here and have you guys just meet her face to face. I'm going to jump down here. So she's pretty cute, huh? She's even cuter in person. So, Logos Public Charter School, for the second year in a row, I want you guys to just give a warm round of applause and welcome to your new Sparrow, Layla, and her family. Come on up here. Oh, she wants to go up on stage. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped down here. I did that for her. Oh, let down, huh? I want you guys to also give a warm round of applause for Elmer's, Southern Oregon Elmer's. Terry, will you come up here and join me, and Nick, and also come on here. If you guys remember from last year, Southern Oregon Elmer's was involved last year. They sponsored your first Sparrow Club, and the reason that is so meaningful and why that's so important is because Sparrow Club's the unique way that we do things. We couldn't do it if it wasn't for our sponsors, because we want kids and young people to understand. We want you to understand that you can make a difference for this little girl even if you don't have money. So I'm not going to stand here and tell you, okay, you want to make a difference for Layla? Bring $5, bring $10 by next week. That's not what we want to focus on. We want to empower you to make a difference in your life simply by making the choice to serve. So part of my job is I go to businesses that really care and value this kind of stuff. Southern Oregon Elmer's is one of them, and I go to them and explain the Sparrow Club's program, and they're very familiar with it, and they love the Sparrow Club's program. They value what we value, and they believe in you guys as much as we do. And so they say, you know what, Matt, we'll empower these kids. We'll donate thousands of dollars with the expectation that the kids that you're going to talk to in schools will go out and earn that money through community service. Isn't that cool? So because of Elmer's, we get to offer you a chance to make a difference through community service. That's how it works. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to challenge you. And last year, you guys really blew this challenge out of the water. It's the same challenge. 256 hours of service as a school, as a community, between now and whenever you wrap up this project. So probably sometime in the spring, you know, April, May. So you have that amount of time to do 256 hours of service. And last year, 3 days after the assembly, you guys knocked out hundreds of hours just by raking leaves around this community and stuff. You guys got out there and actually serviced your community so quickly after the assembly. It was the first time in 8 years I've ever seen the school jump on board that fast and have that many people involved in the community service project so soon after an assembly. So you guys are an amazing group of people, and I know that you're going to want to do the same thing for her. So these are going to be made available to you. These are the community service vouchers. Okay, so every time you do an hour of service or more, you get one of these vouchers, and you just write down what you did for Layla. It's real self-explanatory. You just write down raked leaves, okay? If that took you 2 hours, you say 2 hours. Now the value of this service, Elmer's is going to pay $10 for every hour of service that you do, up to 256 hours. So if you did 2 hours of service, that's $20 that you've raised. You get an adult in your life to sign off, someone that can verify that you did it. And then on the back, these won't count unless you turn these in, okay? And unless you write something on the back. It says, what helping Layla has meant to me. We really want you to take a few minutes and just write a personal reflection. Write how helping this sweet little girl made you feel. Write maybe something you learned from it, so a new perspective maybe that it gave you. Maybe you just want to write an encouraging note to the family. Because these, you know, the money is going to be a huge gift that you raise for this family. But you know what we're going to be able to do at the end of this project? We're going to be able to take the stack of these, however many we have to turn in, we're going to give them to them once they're recorded. And so years from now, when Layla's doing great, you know, and when they're in a different stage in their life, they'll be able to go, they'll still be able to see these vouchers and say, remember back in 2014 when this group of homeschooled, this community of homeschooled families came together and they supported us during a time that we really needed some help. And they'll be able to read through these and read the encouraging comments and the way that their little girl has changed your life. I work with hundreds of Sparrow families, and every single one of them that I'm still involved with tells me that this was even more meaningful than the funds that were raised for them. So this is a huge opportunity and a big gift that you guys have the chance to give them. So 256 hours of service. If you do that, it'll raise $2,560. If you guys want to continue doing fundraising, I'm not going to ask you to, we don't expect you to, but if you do, hey, we're not going to stop you, that's great. All that extra money will go right into Layla's account, and we can just celebrate all the more. And just like last year, I'll come back toward the end of the year and have a big presentation check, and we'll just celebrate what you guys as a community has come together to do for this sweet little girl and her family. So does that sound good to everybody? Okay, I thought so. So there's enough of you to make an impact here. I'm gonna ask you to do something so you guys can see. So if you guys are on board, and if you're saying you can count me in for an hour at least for Layla, we're committed, we're going to make this happen. I just want you to just stand to your feet right now as a symbolism of your commitment. Every time, chills, every time. That's what Allison said. And Allison and Terry, they've been through this program. Their son was a Sparrow many years ago, and the same thing happened with them, and so it's emotional. You guys are incredible. You're poised to make a difference. You can make a difference. And I just thank you. And it's going to be a good year. So thank you for having us back. Elmer's, thank you so much for once again sponsoring this club. And thank you guys for being here. And here, I'll have you scoot this way a little bit. So if you guys were doing some kind of trying to do something new with social media this year, if you guys have an Instagram account, go on there. Follow us for Sparrow Clubs, and then when you're out in the community doing community service and stuff, or anything related to Layla and this project and your commitment to her, take a picture of it, upload it onto Instagram, and hashtag. Use those 3 hashtags, because we want to know, Logos wants to know, Southern Oregon Elmers would love to see all the stuff that you guys are doing. And if you guys are Facebookers, you can follow us on Facebook too. We keep you up to date on everything going on. So thank you so much. Oh yeah, hey, thank you. And if you shop at Fred Meyer, this is just another little thing. You can link your Fred Meyer rewards card to a charity. If you haven't done so already, if you're not already linked up with a worthwhile charity, consider linking it to Sparrow Clubs. It will really help us out. So, oh, and then one other thing. Okay, Amazon Smiles is it too. But one other thing. You guys sit down if you want. Yeah. You have to stay on the rest of the day. If you're looking for